When we're thinking about common gender biases that occur, say, in job interviews, what are we talking about? What are some of the things that executives who are in leadership roles who are women commonly face that, again, getting ahead of those objections and telling your value story, what should they be prepared for at that interview?
Again, this is something beyond our control. To be quite honest with you, I have not really run into situations of gender bias in a long time. I think it was more prominent before. And I think now, like Andrea said, we have so much more awareness of what diversity of everyone brings to the table. But I can tell you, I wrote an interesting blog probably about 4 or 5 years ago on that topic I did an event for CFOs. And I was living in the Boston area, and I sent out an invitation to all the CFOs in the area. And I think there were like, I don't know, 200 that I had invited. And I think there were only 4 female CFOs in that mailing. And I had to really dig down and figure out why is that? And when I really started doing the research to why some people will get these positions at the top and others won't, what I found to be the major objective obstacle, and looking at these people that did get the roles and how they got them, is that the men actually spent more time in their career building alliances and networking, as where the women were spending more time really just getting to work and doing the job. You know, they had a family at home they had to take care of. They didn't have time to be messing around, going off and playing golf. You know, they weren't going out to lunch with their colleagues. They were just, you know, grabbing a tea out of the, you know, a tea bag out of the break room and running back. And that's why I called the blog Tea Time versus Tea Time. And I found that there's definitely more of an ease for people to transition from corporate role to corporate role if they have spent their time in their career building alliances. And I just don't think that even for me that as females that we've spent enough time or put enough importance on going out and building relationships and treating our career more like a lone wolf. And that's just been my experience.
Okay. Any other thoughts on gender bias, whether it's something that is experienced at the interview table, or any advice on if anything needs to change in a resume to overcome some perceived biases? For example, there are biases about emotional control. There are stereotypes about parenting responsibilities or plans or assertiveness and leadership abilities. These are things that people carry forward with them. And how do you, if you're a female executive who wants a new role, overcome those? I guess is still on my mind. Any final thoughts on those or any of those points?
I just agree with Sandra. I think
Okay.
it used to be far more prevalent
Mhm.
than it is today. And so I want to dismiss it as there is none. But look at the candidates who are currently running for president, and look at the diversity in the group, at least on the Democratic side at the moment, because that's the challenger side. And you know, you've got the best representation of all diversity areas, whether it's gender, it's race, it's religion, it's whatever. I think we're seeing a breakthrough in that, unlike 10, 20, 30 years ago.